Hey Wizard fam, this is Nikachu Merfolk Master, and you know what? We're back to Wizards here in Pioneer, and we're gonna play test the Thassa's Oracle. Nikachu, what do you think about Thassa's Oracle? Can we put this in Modern? Can we put this in Pioneer? Well, I don't think it has a damn chance in Modern, but I do think, like I said in my preview, that this card might be playable in Pioneer. We want to find out how this card can be slotted right in the Wizards deck. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Before we get into our deck tech, we're going to thank our sponsors, starting with themanabase.com. And MTG Jeff has a mono white devotion deck devoted to Heliod in Standard. You want to check that out? Go check him out on themanabase.com, your home base for everything Magic the Gathering. And the MTG Mastermind, the coaching program where you can bounce ideas off of much better players than you to become a much stronger winning player, win at your local events, make day 2 of a GP. You're going to want to learn from them at the MTG Mastermind. And Card Hoarder, your online digital service for buying and borrowing Magic cards. We're going to thank Card Hoarder for being our sponsor. For lending us the Thassa's Oracle. This thing's 4 ticks right now. Under most circumstances, I don't want to pay anything for this thing. So, I made some adjustments to my Wizards deck since you've last seen. I haven't play tested them yet. I mean, this is just what I've gotten my client. I don't want to play with Harbinger of the Tides. We're going to play with Brazen Borrower, and I want to play with Hypnotic Sprite to give me like a little bit more game against Blue-White Control, have some more answers to Narset, to Fairy, and also Absorb, which still is a card, you know, them absorbing one of my cards. I don't want that to happen. I want to be able to Hypnotic Sprite it. But the real deal right now is Thassa's Oracle. Now, this card is too weak and pathetic for Modern. It's just pathetic. You can't take, like, basically what Thassa's Oracle does is you're going to take a turn off to play her. All right? You're going to play your Thassa's Oracle and you do basically nothing. It's 2 mana for a 1/3 creature. You can't do that in Modern, all right? You're going to get slaughtered. That is not a strong move in Modern. Pioneer's a lot slower, though, so Thassa's Oracle, like, I'm telling you, like, a lot of the point of a lot of the cards, like Merfolk Trickster, Harbinger of the Tides, Tidebinder Mage, the point is to slow the game down to set up your big plays, like Thassa, Tempest Djinn, Master of Waves, Gadwick, just to get a bunch of devotion on the battlefield. That we can afford to take a few turns off in the early game in Pioneer. That's where Thassa's Oracle gets interesting, because the 1/3 creature, very relevant in this format, dodges Wild Slash, dodges Stomp. So there's a lot of 2 damage spells coming from the red decks. Red decks are very popular right now that gets around, that won't kill the Thassa's Oracle. Not to mention, you know, against mono black aggro, they got a lot of 2/1 creatures. Thassa's Oracle can block all day. There's like a grim lava runner across the table. Thassa's Oracle is going to block all day. So Thassa's Oracle, being a 1/3 creature, is pretty good, pretty relevant, I think, in Pioneer, at least right now. And the scrying ability is actually pretty useful to help find, like, it's not technically a scry. You look at the top X cards of your library, where X is equal to your devotion of blue, put the good one on top, put everything on the bottom in a random order. We're never going to win the game with this thing, with this scrying equal to your deck. That's not happening. But digging for Thassa, digging maybe to a Brazen Borrower if we need it, digging to Tempest Djinn, digging to Master of Waves, digging to Gadwick. I think that's actually relevant. I think that's going to be important. I like that. I like that ability. I'm not going to play with, I'm sure a lot of people are going to ask, like, hey, why aren't you playing with Thassa, the new was it Deep Depths Thassa? You'd have to kick out some copies of Master of Waves, in my opinion. Well, maybe not. Maybe you could get rid of some Gadwicks, but I don't see the blinking potential. You can't blink this. You can't blink this. You can blink this, but it's pointless because you just tap your opponent's creature at end of turn. You can blink this, but that's not enough. Just play this Thassa. This Thassa scries every turn anyway, all right? This is the real... If you want to play Thassa's Oracle with Thassa Deep Depths for a scrying machine, just play this Thassa. It will do the job. I promise you. It's going to be good enough. But we don't... I mean, Master of Waves is a good blink target, but that's very expensive to play your Master of Waves into your Thassa's Deep Depth, so I don't think it's worth it. But I'm interested to see how this card is going to play out. So, with that, let's get into a league. Well, we lost the die roll. This hand's a bit iffy because it's got 2 Nykthos in it. But we can play Brazen Borrower into a Thassa, or we can play the Petty Theft into a Thassa. I'm gonna keep it might be loose, but I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna hope to draw. I mean, I'm gonna at least get the Thassa in play. I'm gonna have to sacrifice a Nykthos, but I'm gonna at least get the Thassa in play. I got Thassa's Oracle, so I need a blue source. But we're gonna have plays for turn 2, at least Brazen Borrower or something. Okay, so we're up against Blue Eye Control. More Nykthos, jeez. Well, it's gonna be hard to resolve this Thassa then. Also, game 1 might suck against Blue Eye Control anyway. Azorius Charm, cycle, sure. Nothing. Alright, we got an island. The problem is, it's so likely we're running into some sort of counterspell here, like Syncopate, that I don't want to tap out for Thassa. What else? We could get Censored. So I'm just going to play a Merfolk Trickster at end of turn to apply some pressure to the battlefield. And if they want to counter that, that's fine. Then that's when we attempt to untap with a Thassa. And hopefully it's going to matter. We keep drawing islands. That's good. That's actually a good thing. I want a good chunk of... I want to keep making my land drops, and I can't make my land drops because I drew all my Nykthoses. All of them. Well, we can still play stuff at instant speed with the Borrower, so let's keep doing that. To them, does it, I mean, to them it sort of looks like we could have Wizard's Retort or something, so... Okay, Big Teferi, not the end of the world. We can Brazen Borrower it back to hand. And we'll be probably guaranteed to untap with something. Okay, so with this on the stack... Yeah, I want to do this. It's really tempting to just... actually just get a Borrower on the battlefield. It is tempting to do that. Storm Tamer is okay. So I think I'm going to add a mana, play this one, keep this one, play our Thassa, play Siren Storm Tamer. So that protects, well, it might not actually do what it doesn't protect Thassa. So if my opponent wants to play Teferi, tuck away Thassa. Well, I guess the Teferi is going to die to the Trickster and the Siren Storm Tamer. If they want to play Supreme Verdict here, might not be too bad either. We got this Gadwick. That's actually a problem with Siren Storm Tamer now in the Blue-White Control matchup. So I believe... so I have new plans around Siren Storm Tamer in this matchup. I think on the draw... I want to have this in the deck because I'm going to be up a card, but on the play I'm going to take it out because I think it just makes me more vulnerable to... I just think it makes me more vulnerable to decks like... to cards like Supreme Verdict. So what to do here? I guess I'm going to play Thassa's Oracle. Do I want that island? Maybe. So my plan is play Thassa's Oracle. And at the very least, I can get this Brazen Bar. We're going to kill Teferi, but how do we kill Teferi? Anyway, okay, I'm gonna just bottom this. Let's just keep up with the threats. Naban, not the worst thing in the world. Alright, so let's play the Thassa's Oracle. And if it gets countered, okay, it doesn't get countered, so Devotion to Blue, pretty high. Not bad. Okay, I would like to have a Wizard's Retort on the top. I think that will give us game against a lot of stuff in the future. Now let's attempt to attack. I'm going to throw the Siren Storm Tamer and the Trickster at my opponent, and I'll throw the Thassa at the Teferi. And if they tamper with any of these cards, I can sacrifice the Storm Tamer. Yeah, so. And I still have Devotion. And that's the point. The problem is I can't make use of this land drop. Alright, so pass. So now our opponent... Well... I guess I'm not thrilled if my opponent goes like Verdict here. That's not that great for us. There's a lot of ways they can deal with Thassa too. Like they could play Detention Sphere. They could play another Teferi. They could play Cast Out. Although if we get to keep the Devotion on the battlefield, that might be good for us. That might be good. Alright, let's attack our opponent. So I could just add a colorless. I could make 4, play Gadwick for 1. Nah, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to play a Brazen Borrower at end of turn, and then I might have a big Gadwick turn. Like if they Verdict here, for example, I can still play my Brazen Borrower at end of turn. I would really like this to be an island, though. Having 5 mana on the battlefield would be a lot more valuable than not. Okay, we will attempt to Wizard's Retort this. Okay, gets absorbed. Might not be the end of the world. Like, if I had another land on the battlefield here, I could flash and Brazen Borrow at end of turn, and then we, like, nick those for 1,000,000 and get, like, 1,000,000 Devotion off of Gadwick. So here, we do have the option to go, like... Naban into something. So I can go Naban, create 5 mana... And even like if I get greedy here, my opponent could syncopate for 1, and that's not good news. Okay, let's begin by attacking the Teferi. Teferi doesn't die, but whatever. Probably would die if we had the Brazen Borrower in play. I have to assume my opponent doesn't have Verdict, just the way this game has played out. Or at least not yet. They most definitely could have counter magic, so if I... 4, 5... That draws me 2 cards off of Gadwick. It's not bad. If I go Naban into format... Naban gets me 5 mana. I'm just too scared of a syncopate for 1. I think it's a big deal. Otherwise, I don't know how to make really good use out of this. Gadwick. And soon enough, this thing's going to be making stupid 1/1 creatures. Alright, I will play this for 2. Problem is, playing this earlier, playing this now before the Naban makes it like worse. And also, of course, I tap out a little bit here. So I'm going to be pretty weak to a Verdict, but, you know, just based on how my opponent's playing, I don't think they have it. Like, even look at that, the cast out. That's not a sign that they have Verdict. It's a sign they don't have Verdict. Okay, so now they can start searching for a Verdict, though. You can also put blockers up with Castle, whatever. Ardenvale. Okay, they found the Verdict. It's not the end of the world yet, but it's not pleasant. This last Nykthos is just a huge pain. Something I want to squeeze into this deck is actually Mutavaults to help me in these situations. I think it would help a lot. Did you have the Syncopate? No, well, you didn't have the Syncopate, but you had the Censor. Alright, so now I'm pretty sure we're lost. Teferi Hero of Dominaria resolved, not good news. But we've got 2 sideboarded games, which I'm looking forward to. An alternative way of playing this turn was to just play a Brazen Barber at end of turn with a Merfolk Trickster. Oh great, dig through time. Okay, I'm just going... My opponent has a lot of life. I think it's fine to concede here. My opponent can like scry every single turn, and I'm just like super buried in cards. They had a mana advantage that I couldn't compete with. But post-board things are going to get better. Post-board things are going to get a lot better because we're going to have a lot more counter spells. Yeah, Hypnotic Sprite, and Mystical Dispute. Cards we don't want. So this is where, like, this is a matchup that's not for Thassa's Oracle. I don't think. So we're going to be on the play. I'm going to take out the Siren Storm Tamer. Want. Don't really want. Yeah, we're going to take out these, some. Oh, maybe one Siren Storm Tamer is better than a Thassa's Oracle. Maybe Thassa's Oracle's fine. There is no pressure. Like, it just doesn't deal enough pressure for this 2 mana. And that's not good. That's not where you want to be. That's not where you want to be in in these control matchups. Fortunately, we drew all 3 of my Nykthoses. I think that game would be very, very different if one of those Nykthoses would like anything else. I'd like to go first. I will keep this hand. This hand actually looks pretty damn good. I can't tell if... I thought I heard Chubby Meatball puking, but it's actually just some sounds coming from the neighbors. So plan here is just get a Naban out on turn 2, and then just start playing stuff at end of turn. And then hopefully, you know, counter some stuff with Hypnotic Sprite. We'll be ready for Teferi. Holy crap. Immediate. I guess our opponent has Opt or Mystical Dispute. Can't do anything about either. Well, I mean, actually, in the face of Mystical Dispute, I could play the Merfolk Trickster at end of turn. That's something. That's a possibility. But I would rather... You know what? If we can get rid of that Mystical Dispute right now, that might be a fine trade. That might be okay. So I have noticed that the Blue-Eye Control matchup, when I first played against it, I was just slaughtering it. And I think it's because they didn't respect Gadwick, like, at all. Like, Gadwick was just not a card they cared about. I'm wondering, what are they doing here? Are they trying to make me play into a Verdict? You know, I'm just gonna pass the turn back. It's fine. We'll just keep attacking for 2. I'm not playing into any verdicts here. We can afford to be patient, especially now since we have Mystical Dispute. It would be nice if we've got one more land so we can Mesmeric Glare and Mystical Dispute. What are they doing with their opts? Put a card on the bottom. These are little things that when I'm paying attention to when I'm not streaming. Streaming. I am a streamer. I am a professional streamer. That doesn't actually stream. Can't tell if my position is good or not because I'm not making my land drops. And our opponent continues to. So now we're in a situation where they could play their 5th land, play like Teferi, Time Reveler, and then back it up with some counter magic, and we can't protect. So we've got this damn colorless mana. And as you notice, I don't take any lands out in this matchup. They don't have the land that makes a creature, so this Naban is fine. That is nice. Hallelujah. Alright, let's attack. So now we are actually in very good shape, because now we can hold up Wizard's Retort, Mystical Dispute. I'm still playing around Verdict. There's no point playing into a Verdict, in my opinion. Scry 2, sure. Because now they're getting into a spot where if they tap out, then we just unleash the Fury. You know? The Fury! If you can Field to Ruin this, I would be very happy about that. Alright, we can only play 2 counterspells, so let's go for the Hypnotic Sprite. This is the expensive one. And then we can follow that up with a Mystical Dispute when we fight over this counter war. So they might go Absorb here. We Mystical Dispute. Boom! We win. And we'll get the Mesmeric Glare. I think this is going to be my new tech in this matchup. I really like the... I played with this before, but I played with it in the main deck, and it just really sucked against the Chain Whirler decks. I think it sucks against, like... Basically, it just sucks against all the aggro decks. I don't think it has any business in this... in matchups... In those matchups. And we'll Mystical Dispute this. So, now we come out way ahead. We draw more lands, that's still good. Good question. Do I want to play this Hypnotic Sprite? Maybe they can Verdict and hold up mana for something. Nah. Let's keep attacking for 2. I'm gonna force him to play Verdict on 1 creature. That's how you know you got them when you can do that. That's how you know you got them. Narset. This might get me to play a 2nd creature. My opponent's so close to dead, too. You know? I can get, like, 7 power on the board. One issue with letting Narset resolve is it can find things like Dig Through Time, which I'm not fond of happening. Okay, so let's counter this. I think I might be fine with countering this. For all I know, my opponent already has Dig Through Time in hand. So I think my opponent's dilemma is that if they counter this, they can't do much with Narset this turn. Okay, they're gonna let it be countered. So what, is that to play Dig Through Time here? Oh, okay, 2nd Narset. Okay, so that resolves. Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, has been found. So I don't have to kill the Narset, but I have to reduce it to at least 1. I don't really want to play the Brazen Borrower here. I'd prefer to bounce the Teferi. That's going to come down. I play Merfolk Trickster, attack Narset for 2, attack my opponent for 2, go to 6. Or ignore Narset, attack my opponent, put them down to 1. I can play Teferi, hold up 2 mana. I can get a Merfolk Trickster underneath that. They can play Supreme Verdict, but then they can't play anything else. Get Merfolk Trickster, but that's not winning. I could bounce Narset, force my opponent to pay 3 mana to replay it. Because I can play Trickster right now. Attack my opponent for 4. They go down to 4. Bounce this thing. If they want another card, they have to cast it to replay it. Find the Supreme Verdict, but then I can Brazen Borrower. Put my opponent down to 1. But 1 is not dead. Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to play the Trickster. If I need to, I'll use these 2 creatures to attack Narset, but I think I want to go after my opponent. That helps a lot. That definitely helps. Forces my opponent to find Verdict. Okay, so new plan. Attack my opponent for 2, attack Narset for 2. Play Brazen Borrower, attack for the win. That's possible. Do I just attack my opponent for... Nah. I don't want to help my opponent to find a Verdict. They might still find Verdict anyway by, like, playing Dig Through Time, which I can counter. Okay, I'm just going to do it like this. Okay, so Narset can't be used again. It's just that this line gives me the ability to play Brazen Bar at end of turn and hold up Wizard's Retort. Assuming my opponent doesn't have, what's it called, Verdict in hand. Then I can only play one of them. Okay, there's the Verdict. And I can't do anything, okay. I don't think my opponent can do anything about this. Oh, there's Gadwick. It's not in a good spot right now. I'm gonna go to try to kill my opponent. I'm gonna attempt to. Target attacking creature on top of its owner's library. Okay, I accept that responsibility. My mana situation, again, is like pretty awkward. So we're finally gonna get this sprite in play and pass. So our opponent didn't play a land drop last turn, so they've got a handful of cards. Useful cards. I'm guessing, like, if they play this Teferi, they can't protect it, is what's happening. So I don't know what the right balance is, but I would like to play some Mutavaults in this deck and replace some Nykthos with not all of them, because I think we still want Nykthos. But these, what the hell are you doing? Okay, this does help. Does it help me? Probably. More blue mana, the better. Now I can play like probably Tempest Gen somewhere in the future. I cannot use this mana. So I have 4 mana. What do you want to do this? 1, 2, 3, 4. You still have 6. Okay. My turn. No land. The ultimate problem right now is I can't play anything at flash speed at all. Okay, so we're going to attack for 2, I guess. Oh, you know what's good? Now Tempest Gen is just lethal. 2, 3, 4. What are you holding up 4 mana for? Whatever, I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna assume there's a counterspell here. Still no dig through time. Alright, they got their 5th mana. That mean you can confidently play this? You have like, oh, they got Dovin's Veto. Well, I can't play anything else. We've got to try to Wizard's Retort this and hope that it resolves. Dovin's Veto, okay. Okay. Okay, so this is a spot where I think I want to go all in on the Gadwick, if I can. Six, I can get 3 cards out of this. Okay, so... Well, the other option is just attack our opponent and, I don't know, put enough stuff on the battlefield to force our opponent to deal with it. Because it is... If our opponent has no answer, they're dead. Okay, let's try that. Let's just now just put stuff on the battlefield and force our opponent to, like, win through it. Remember, this Gadwick is very vulnerable because we can't draw cards with Narset. So I'm going to start here with Master of Waves. Now, our opponent can Teferi, like, the Master of Waves, but they still have to deal with the Hypnotic Sprite. So let's see what happens. I'm just trying to put myself in a situation to win the game. You know, I'm trying to put my opponent in a situation you gotta beat this. If you don't, you lose. And maybe they got the answers. I'm just sort of hoping they have a lot of weird counter spells. Okay, they got that. But they're still dead to any particular threat. Okay, so they did have a bunch of counter spells, and this still might be a problem. Because now Teferi can, like, tuck away the Tempest Djinn. I think we're gonna lose this game again. Ooh, I have another Tempest Djinn. That's not bad. That's pretty good. Can this resolve? It does. It does resolve. There's another genie on the way. So it's in our opponent's hand now. Like Dovin's Vetoes and garbage like that? Please bottom both too. Yeah, okay, so both went on the bottom. That's some good news. That's some good news. I think Blood Control these days, though, has, like, enough good cards that they're not in any too particular big worry. Like, there's so many good cards between, like, Narset Teferi, Baby Teferi, all that other crap. So they're going to scry at their upkeep. That's also... Well, at least it makes... Now I wish I had something to play at instant speed here. That would help a lot. Well, they left something on top. I hope it's like Opt, which just gives them more ways of looking for new things. Oh, that sucks. Because we know we're going to get a Genie next turn, and our opponent just keeps drawing cards. And they can at least tuck the Genie away one more turn. So I think we should lose this. Oh yeah, it was 2 cards at the bottom. Well, that's not too bad. Thassa's nice. Has protection from a lot of stuff. But unfortunately, we know what we're going to draw next turn. Teferi's way better than Jace the Mind Sculptor. I'm telling you that right now. No doubt. Teferi Time Reveler. Alright, then now we're like just lost. We had to counter this Teferi Hero of Dominaria. Or I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, we're gonna spew out 2 threats. So far, they don't have any like legitimate answer to these things. Except bouncing them with the Teferis, but I mean, if this is a counter spell, well, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to whiff off of a dig through time. It's gonna be hard to whiff. Thassa resolves. Does my genie resolve? Probably not. Holding back the genie doesn't matter. Put target non-land permanent on top of it, on the bottom of... Target non-land permanent into its owner's library, third from the top, so they can just put this Thassa out there. Cast out. Alright, I'm just dead. I can't win. My opponent will be just drawing like an obscene number of cards every turn, and every single... I can't get ahead, because even if I top deck a Gadwick, there's a Narset on the battlefield, and I can't get around it. So I had a choice, kill the Narset or put my opponent in a decision to a point where they could lose the game. I went for that, but eventually they found a verdict. Or eventually this thing resolved, unfortunately, despite our answers. But I don't mind how I played this game. But these matches make me feel like some Nykthos should be Mutavault. And by the way, I've been thinking about sideboarding Mutavault just for this sort of matchup. Just bring Mutavault in. There's going to be matchups where Mutavault is good, but there's other matchup where Nykthos is good. And I think especially against the aggro decks, Nykthos is good because it's your only way of like trying to play out a bunch of stuff on one turn. Well, anyway, that was round 1. Let's move on to round 2. I lost the die roll, but this hand's not worth keeping because it's a 1-lander. Yeah, we can keep this hand. That's fine. Well, guess tuck an island on the bottom. We have... Oh, we're up against Mr. Anderson. Mr. Anderson. Dread Militant. So if they're on some sort of white aggro deck, this Siren Stormtamer is going to eat this Dread Militant, that's for sure. So usually in these matchups, you just want to try to, like, I don't know, stall the game. Block, block, block. I will easily trade here. If there's some combat trick, that's fine. I don't care. And probably useful in this matchup will be Thassa's Oracle just to stall the game. Walking Ballista. Oh, we might see the Heliod combo here. So now what's the plan? I think the plan is to curve out and get lands. Now I want islands. Show me the islands. None of these are islands. Put up to 1. I don't want either of them. Put a card on top of your library? No. None of these are to my liking. So I think this is the new Splinter Twin combo. Splinter Twin in that, you know, they play Heliod next turn and then give this thing lifelink and then start shooting. But doesn't this thing like need more? What is this? Lands on the battlefield and land cards in graveyards can't be the target of spells or abilities your opponents control. Your opponent can't play land cards from the graveyard. Boy, do I not care about that. But 2/3 flyer for 2 mana. Hey, that's not bad. Alright. So, our opponent has done nothing. Land. Damn it. Now what do we do? Bounce the clue token? That doesn't seem very exciting. I guess just add stuff to the battlefield. Well, this is a wizard, so I can play at instant speed. Encounter like Heliod, for example. So this just adds a bunch of unnecessary text to everything. Okay, I'll get attacked for 2. That's okay. And the point is, if my opponent doesn't put anything important in play, it's a bit awkward, but sure. Because I want to still put my own stuff in play. I don't know, maybe that's not a good target. Maybe I should target the Raven Inspector. Land. Yay. Alright, let's attack for 2. And now I want to continue to draw lands. So what, if my opponent slams Heliod, am I dead? I don't think so, because you still need a mana to activate to give Walking Ballista lifelink. So Anafenza hits the battlefield, Dread Militant. There's a lot of garbage on the battlefield, but I'm not in any position where I think I'm like losing here. More lands, please. That's not really a land. But it will speed the game. It might speed up the game. So I can't really attack into anything. Well, I mean, I guess I can. It would chew up 2 cards from my opponent if I attack with Tempest Djinn, but maybe I want to be on defense. Whatever. Okay, I'm going to pass. Walking Ballista can start now, ticking up every turn. That's a possibility. Benelish Marshall. Alright. It's going to make for some sweet blowouts. With Merfolk Trickster, that's for sure. Or even Brazen Borrower. These 2 creatures fly. I'm just going to take the damage. You would be really good right now, Nykthos. Nykthos would be really good right now. That is not good right now. Put that on the bottom. Wizard's Retort is also not good right now. I'm in trouble in a few ways because of because Walking Ballista can like kill me eventually. I need another land to like really make use of these damn cards. If I don't attack with, okay, so can I take 7? I go to 4. I'm gonna die in a few turns to the Ballista, or just die from my opponent going wide. I guess I just have to pass and figure it out. So some lines that I have is I can like Trickster. I can Trickster one of these things in combat. What else can I do? I can do a lot of things. I can Trickster one of these things in combat. Try to block with Thassa. As a battlefield, get a 1/1 creature. Sure. Whenever you attack with 3 or more creatures, transform. Why not? Do you want to transform it, Mr. Anderson? And the creature I'm definitely going to try to kill is the Selfless Spirit. If my opponent does nothing, I might just bounce the Ballista. My opponent's in a tough spot, I'm in a tough spot, everyone's in a tough spot, no one's happy. Must be even. Nobody's happy. Must be even. Whoa! Whoa! Whoa, whoa, slow down, Mr. Anderson. Slow down. So I guess the idea here is you attack with everything. Even if I hit this thing with Trickster, you can just sacrifice it anyway. That's a line. So I have a decent chunk of blockers. I'll go after Selfless Spirit. Okay, yep. And now I'm allowed to make some terrible blocks. So my life total, I'm at 8, basically. Damn it, everything's attacking for 3. Well, does this matter? Okay, I can keep this. Probably not going to keep this. It's going to get shot. How do I shot web? Maybe a better line was actually Merfolk Trickster to the Benelish Marshal, make everything small. And then, like, my opponent has to sacrifice the Selfless Spirit anyway, right? So I take 6 here. Okay, this is just what I'm going to do. Yeah, I should just shrink this thing. That would help a lot. Oh, now I get the island. I don't know if I want you anymore. I'm just in a very ugly situation here. That's okay. We can concede. Go to the next game. Yeah, I screwed that up. Like, if they want to save their creatures, they have, like, he has to sacrifice the Selfless Spirit anyway. So there's no point in me targeting it. Better is target Benelish Marshal, just make everything way smaller, make the blocks then they still have to sacrifice Selfless Spirit, but I just take less damage. And probably my Tempest Djinn still lives. Or maybe I should just not block with the Tempest Djinn. Maybe that's silly. Okay, what do I want in this matchup? Maybe none of these. Maybe this. Maybe this over Wizard's Retort. I don't know. I like the deck as it is. We could have steamrolled our opponent if we could draw that 4th land. We were in a stupid spot where we can't, like, use our Wizard's Retorts. It's possible this is better. Maybe this is better than Wizard's Retort, even though it can get sniped down by Walking Ballista anyway. But I want to have something for walking, like literally for Walking Ballista, no matter what. Whatever. Let's just play this. Play this as it is. I like Siren Stormtamer here because it looks like they have some aggro early starts that you want to address. So far, Thassa's Oracle sucks. Although I think it, well, maybe not. Maybe it was okay in this match. Maybe it did more work than I thought it did. I don't mind this hand. I don't mind this hand, even though it's mana heavy, because we do have this we do have the Genie, and we can bounce some stuff with Brazen Borrower on turn 2. So we get turn 3 Genie, and then hopefully, like, start doing some serious beats, and then Castle Vantress into Nykthos and start scrying. So it looks pretty slow, but turn 2 Brazen Borrower into turn 3 Genie, I think is pretty serious. Dryad Militant. So I'll probably just let the Militant beat me, and then I'll just bounce the 2-drop, whatever that 2-drop is. Yep. We might even exchange this, because they could sacrifice and I don't really get the creature back. But they mulligan, so maybe they don't want to do that. Alright, so that's what's going to happen, but I'm going to slam a Genie. Hopefully the Genie will erase a Dryad Militant. Glass Casket. Enters the battlefield, exile target creature an opponent controls, convert mana cost 3 or less. Okay. That's the new path to exile. I'll play a Storm Tamer. Not really afraid of anything my opponent will do here. And hopefully next turn, I don't know, we find something. I have Wizard's Retort. Blissed on 2. That sucks. That's a bit unfortunate. But still, Thassa can hopefully beat this garbage. Put this on the bottom. Nah. Okay, pass. I certainly had the option to play a Siren Stormtamer and hold up Wizard's Retort for potentially this, but anyway, it did not happen. We can't let this resolve. That is too much. Opponent is playing around Merfolk Trickster. I guess this is worth keeping me on top. I can bounce the Glass Casket. Alright, we'll keep this on top and pass. It'll be quite the blowout. Glass Casket blocks something. Holy moly, what the hell is this? This is all about. So we'll petty... This is an artifact, so... Block. Okay, I'm dealt a damage. Then we get to play this Brazen Borrower and then follow it up with a Master of Waves. And hopefully that's good! Or good enough. Yeah, might as well keep this stuff on top. It's time for us to attack back. It's time for us to attack back. You can Glass Casket all you want. Go for it. Keep them coming. Everything I have on the board races. Well, I guess I'm not actually racing a Dryad Militant, but the Master of Waves will race the Dryad Militant in quick order. I guess I might as well play the land, because now I can... Castle Vantressing isn't very good here. Oh, poo! That's boo! Absolute boo. That's a boo. Well, I can't block anything on the ground. So I need to top deck something here. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good top deck. Don't have enough mana to Castle Vantress and do things. The Inspector. Another Inspector. Mr. Anderson's hand was gas. Still, I'm not in any situation that I can use this damn anything. Well, I'm close to dead. Almost anything kills me. Benelish Marshal. What does this do? And this thing's... Is this a creature yet? Oh yeah, absolutely. Another target creature gains lifelink until end of turn. Whenever you gain life, put +1/+1 counter on target creature or enchantment you control. Okay. So I think the line here is I have to block a Thraben Inspector. Okay, and he's not attacking. But in that case, nothing gets a +1/+1 counter. Okay, it doesn't matter. I have to just take this damage. I can't sacrifice this Merfolk Trickster. So we are still looking for like a Master of Waves. What are we looking for? We're looking for stuff. That's a good one. So we block, block, block. We're not dead. Yeah, we'll put this on top. Is there any way I can play this and like have some mana up? I guess not. My devotion is not good enough. That's a great hand if I can untap with it. Alright, well, opponent has a clue. A lot of bad things can happen here. Like that. Alright. Alright, good game. The third Ballista got me. That was unfortunately not the matchup I wanted. Oh, and they just comboed off. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. This is the new killer combo. The combo might be more lethal than I would... Like, we barely saw this combo. Our opponent basically just won with Walking Ballista. You just attack with everything. I take 2 and Ballista kills me. But the... yeah, so the combo wasn't too relevant in this match. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I think against the non-combo version, the non-combo part of this deck, I'm not scared. I know we lost anyway. And in some ways, like this deck still might be tough because of Walking Ballista. It just shoots everything of ours down. But 3 caskets dealt with, I guess, everything of ours. I don't know what to say about this, and I sort of punted in the first game, but I would say we lost 2-0, but it shouldn't be as clear as that. At least from the creature point of view, the combo might be just hard. I don't know. Maybe I can't beat this combo. That's a very genuine possibility. But the game did not break our way, that's for sure. Anyway, that was round 2. Let's move on to round 3. So we lost the die roll, and our hand's pretty bad. I'm gonna mulligan it. Sounds good. We can keep this. Put a land on the bottom. I don't know if it's influencing our results, but we've lost all the die rolls. So far. It's gonna matter in this matchup, that's for sure. Well, at least we have a Brazen Borrower to slow the game down. So Brazen Borrower was... What the hell is this thing? Enters battlefield, put 4 counters on it. Whenever another green creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on your vote. Then if that creature's power is greater than your vote, put another +1. Wow, okay. Okay. So the plan is bounce your vote a million times. Bounce your vote for the next few turns. I will probably... This looks like a good matchup to just play a Gadwick on 3, and then just start playing Brazen Borrowers to tap things in combat. Just to slow my opponent down. You can definitely play Gadwick on 3. That's not a bad thing. It's not wrong. Uh-oh. So they have access to 5 mana. Okay. Oh, damn it. So I had to bounce. Ugh. I think this is too late. But is it too late or not? Okay, it wasn't too late. Excellent. The condition was not met. Yes! Small victories. But it's going to be met next turn anyway. Alright, let's attack for 1. Salud! Salud! Oh, Salud's brought me a hair clip thing. I don't know what it is, but if there's any sort of elastic band or hair tie thing, he, like, I don't know, starts howling like crazy. And presents it to me. So we're going to play a Gadwick on nothing. And then we're going to take a beating in the next turn, but hopefully we can like stall the game a little bit in the future turns by just playing Brazen Borrowers at flash speed. We'll be able to play a Brazen Borrower for 3 and then actually bounce something and play a Brazen Borrower the following turn. Hey! Salud! 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 I don't know what it is. You want me to throw this? Can anyone hear us howling? Alright, we're gonna throw it. Huh! Go get it. I don't understand. Oh, this is not good. Greatest power among creatures you control. Tap, add green mana, gain 2 life. Whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on and draw a card. That sucks. I think this is a very poorly designed card. Or maybe not. Maybe it's fine. Maybe it's all good. Alright, let's see if I can erase all this crap. So I want to play this Thassa now. Just to put just to put more power on the battlefield. But also just a decent blocker. I'm in trouble, though. This Nykthos is going to do some very serious damage. Salud! Salud! Yeah. Show yourself to everybody. Salud. Salud! Oops! Did I even play? I didn't even play. Oh, Salud! You're ruining me. Here. Go back to the background. You're distracting me. The thing is, he's hungry. That's the issue here. He's very hungry. He wants supper, but I don't give him supper till 6:30. It's like 5:18 right now. I don't understand how my opponent's not using Nykthos. Oh, they can use Nykthos through here. I get it now. I understand. Ugh. Well, at least we can tap that down every turn. So here's a match where I have Tidebinder Mage specifically for, like, Tidebinder Mage is like just for this sort of matchup. You lock down this Elvish Mystic. I really don't care about this, and I really hamper my opponent's mana, but that is not really going to happen. Okay, so they're going to give this Flash, but now we're going to tap it down. Alright, can we tempo out our opponent here? That's the question. How are they gaining life? What's giving them life? This thing? Oh, we can't race that. This is also a good Nykthos matchup. Alright, I'll do my best, but my best is probably not going to be good enough here. Does that have reach? Yep, go ahead. Bouncing things suck too. Sure. My opponent draws a card from everything. See, here we're supposed to have 5 mana, but also here I might be dead because I would have played the Thassa and I can't beat this Ghalta. Tap, tap. Oh, I'm just dead. I can't stop everything. Can't even chump block very well here. I'm just super dead. Like, I can bounce this, tap, Ghalta. My opponent's still swinging for lethal. 6, 9, 5. I only have 10 life. I can only block one thing. Alright, so good cards here. Probably not much. Maybe Damping Sphere? Not really. I usually don't really care about this matchup. Maybe Hypnotic Sprite over the... I like Wizard's Retort. I think, okay, Thassa's Oracle is terrible. Let's get Hypnotic Sprite. At least it's a flyer, or it's an appropriate counterspell. Alright. So the problem with this hand is if we don't draw the third land, we do nothing. We're not even really doing anything on our first turn either. I'm gonna mulligan it. If I had one more land, it would be worthwhile, but we don't have that land. I like this hand that we have Nykthos. Yeah, we'll keep this. I guess I'll dump the Siren Stormtamer. It's not necessary. Like, it's not like that's going to be the beats that helps us win this game. But on the other hand, it was also a way of filtering. Well, it was another way of filtering with Nykthos. Okay, we'll see how this turns out. Alright, our opponent does nothing on turn 1. That's some good news. I think I'm gonna save my Trickster. I'm gonna save my Trickster. Whew, that's nice. That's gonna help. Saving my Trickster is gonna punish me immediately. I find this play bizarre because they clearly don't have Nykthos. So I guess they just want to put a bunch of stuff on the battlefield. Creatures you control can't be countered. This spell can't be countered. 4/3 creature. Snake. Okay. But I can target it. It's a tiger snake. So I'll attack for 4, play another genie. And the idea is next turn I can play Master of Waves and hold up Trickster for, I don't know, some random Ghalta or some crap like that that has haste. Like, Ghalta can be played right now, but at least I'll have Trickster for it in the future. And I plan on attacking for 8 in the air and at least go wide with the Master of Waves. That is interesting. I don't know what's going to happen here, but I'll block. So just might be my opponent's way of trying to race. Okay, whatever. Oh! Okay, it's a way of my opponent trying to race. The Great Henge. Is it any creature? Whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield. So these are like cantrips. Well, at least we have Master of Waves to... Whoa! We have Master of Waves. Does this give trample? It does not. Okay, I don't want to get greedy here. Well, anyway, actually I can use the Devotion. We have 6. One's used for Naban, the other one's used for Master of Waves. And we have Trickster up, so not bad. It's not bad. It's okay. Alright, this is the point of playing with Naban. You better believe I'm going to block with everything. Everything going to block. There's Ghalta. There's Steel Leaf Champion. And our opponent has conceded. Alright. We didn't even need the Trickster. It's not necessary. Moving on. Normally, I think this is a good matchup. But the problem is, we're now playing with Tidebinder Mage to slow the mana dorks down. This doesn't help me. This sort of helps me. But not really. Anyway, submit deck. Problem is, Damping Sphere screws me too. And in my opinion, we won because of that Nykthos. Nykthos was very good there. This hand's poor. No beats, no super pressure. Like this card's okay as a tempo card, but it's not any bomb or anything like that. This is also not that great. I think. What am I looking for though? Whatever. I guess I'm gonna keep it, but I don't like it. I could play Siren Storm Tamer into Hypnotic Sprite into Gadwick. That might be a thing. And then hope I draw a Master of Waves or a top end card. That's not good news. That is pleasant to see. I don't mind seeing a Trickster here. Opponent kept a 7-card hand, so we have to be seeing like a 5-power creature this next turn. Oh, Cura, the Behemoth. Whenever a creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. That's a pretty good card. You can untap things. So I guess we're just going to tap the Llanowar Elf. What do I even do here? Oh, it doesn't even do much. I tap this Llanowar Elf. They just untap it. Alright, attack our opponent's face. Do you know what? I guess I have to force my opponent to untap this thing if they really want to. Because I don't have any good use for this Trickster anyway. There's a lot of forecasting cost creatures, so if they bricked on a land, this might still be useful. Attack for 1. It's not pretty, but whatever. I'm doing what I have. I'm just trying to do something. And now I'm gonna gamble that I can counter a 3-mana card with Hypnotic Sprite. 3 mana! Damn it! The Great Henge. It's a bit too expensive. Because now I don't get to use my mana at all here. So what if my opponent has nothing in hand? Does that help me? Maybe. I think I have to now play as if my opponent has nothing in hand, because I can't beat anything. Oh, that's useful. Uncast. Forget that. Cancel, please. I'm going to continue to attack my opponent. My opponent adds some mana to scare me. Oh, that's a pretty good combo. Mistcutter Hydra for 9. Not bad. Not bad at all. Pro blue. I can't even touch the damn thing. Unless I have, like, Mutavault. Which I don't! Which I don't have in this deck. $15 damage. I am forced to block. Is this a legal block? I lose. Alright, so, lost a mono green devotion. Tough mat. Usually not that tough, but I don't have the tools in my deck anymore. I don't have, Harbinger was okay. Harbinger was okay to bounce some of this stuff, but Tidebinder Mage was very, very important and sort of integral to my strategy in this matchup, and it was replaced with Thassa. Though I have to admit, we didn't draw Thassa, but I also sided out the Thassas for this Hypnotic Sprite. If this well, I have no idea if this was Tidebinder Mage, if it would have really brought me back in it. I might have wasted my turn 3 play with Hypnotic Sprite. Maybe the best thing to do is just play Gadwick that turn, and then on this turn I would have had access to, like, no, maybe I wouldn't have had access to Merfolk Trickster. It would not have mattered because I drew that off of the Gadwick. I got wiped out by Mono Green Devotion. What can I say? But anyway, there's still 2 more rounds. Hopefully we can still see the power of Thassa's Oracle in them. So I lost the reroll. I didn't even know that happened on Magic the Gathering Online. So I rolled a 2, my opponent rolled a 2, then I rolled a 1, and my opponent rolled a 6. I can't keep this hand's way too slow for, like, the average Magic rollouts. I can keep this though. I think because we're on the draw, we'll get rid of the Wizard's Retort. Oops, starts with Castle Ventress, so they're maybe on control. Which in that case, I wish I had the Wizard's Retort back, but no, whatever. Ooh, Swamp. Alright, so blue-black control. That's fine. I'm happy with that. Genie's pretty shitty here. This deck has a lot of counter spells. And I don't want to, like, play in the ban, get syncopated, and then they untap. So if they have a syncopate, then they gotta syncopate this right now. Okay. See if we can get a Siren Storm Tamer to resolve. I think that would be decent. That would be pretty decent. I think they have a decent chunk of spot removal too. Okay, so now I just got to keep up mana for forever. For the Siren Storm Tamer. And it's pretty nice that we draw, like, some flash creatures, because we can just continue to play these things at end of turn, or in response to some sort of removal. Or sorry, any time that they tap out, so this is a good spot. Get underneath those counter spells I was talking about. A lot of counter spells in this deck. Oh, shite. I've actually never seen this card being played against me before. So I don't know if this is a new thing that they're adding. Now that there's, I don't know, mono white. I would imagine they should always have had this all along. But anyway, okay. Everything dies. Genie. I'm gonna hold on to Gadwick until I can, like, I don't know, Gadwick for 1,000,000 cards. The Scarab God. Alright, can we erase the Scarab God? Thassa's Oracle. Are you even useful here at all? Maybe. I don't even know what I want out of you. Okay, we'll play in a ban, and then I'll follow it up with a Thassa's Oracle. Why not? I do not even know what I'm looking for. Maybe Nykthos and Gadwick for 1,000,000? Aha, Fatal Push. Alright, so we're still gonna scry for like 5. Master of Waves, Brazen Power, Wizards, Retort. We can only keep 1. I'm gonna gamble on Master of Waves. Because Master of Waves will... we can like really quickly fall behind from this position. Very, very quickly. So I could use Master of Waves as just a way of forcing my opponent to win the game or lose. I'll just attack for... I think I can attack for 2. My opponent can... Actually, it's going to come with 2 counters, isn't it? Except it's a 4/4 zombie. Oh, okay, so it's going to kill the Tempestgen. So I don't actually get... So maybe I should have played the Master of Waves first to see if it would get countered, and if it gets countered, then I could attack with both these creatures. Okay, this resolves. Oh, actually, Master of Waves isn't even going to do it here, because they can get the Merfolk Trickster, target Master of Waves, and kill the tokens. Well, they're going to play Dig Through Time. Another Languish. Everything dies. This has to be new. I have not seen that many. Maybe it's... I have to get more familiar with the lists. Well, I'll keep playing on. We still have a little bit of game to go. Now they can go get a Master of Waves. They can go get anything. What the hell? They got a Naban? What do they want Naban? Oh, they're gonna like go Naban into Master of Waves? That's pretty cheeky. It's gonna be funny if they do that. What? Did they get Thassa's Oracle? Okay. Whatever. Scarab God is killing us. Well, I got 1 Trickster for that Master of Waves, but that's about it. This is going to be a hell of a turn. Where's the second? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it's not a wizard anymore. It's a zombie. Okay. I'm going to take 9 damage. Unfortunately, I'm going to teach my opponent about this interaction. Oh, I don't know what I'm looking for. Well, I mean, I'm hoping for Master of Waves, but I know it's not going to help me. Alright, I concede. Some portion of this game revolves around not letting Scarab God resolve. But that's okay. Alright, let's move. Continue. So we want this. Probably want Hypnotic Sprite as well. So at least Mystical Dispute can counter Languish. I just have to pay the full 3. But what do I not want? Again, Thassa's Oracle is just high variance is what it is. It's very high variance. Maybe I depend too much on Master of Waves in these games. Like, well, I mean, it's good when my opponent's hand is empty. But otherwise, I don't know. I'll do it like this. I don't mind Siren Stormtamer in this matchup because they have some decent chunk of spot removal, things like Fatal Push, and the sweepers are counterable. Like they don't have a Supreme Verdict. That is good. We have no answer to the Scarab God, but well, aside from that, the hand is fine. I think with a hand like this, I just want to hit my land drops. That's a good draw. I don't want to play a Genie. And then, well, actually, Fatal Push can't kill it, but it could still get syncopated or censored. Land. Oh, no. Well, actually, that's not too bad. I can play that at flash speed. Not a bad spot to counter something, if I can. Gets negated. Board is empty. Kalidas, okay. Now I draw a land, but this is a bit late. So there are a few problems here. Yeah, I have a lot of problems. In these control matchups, you want to hit your land drops. Like, it's really important to have a mana advantage. Maybe I'm overrating Master of Waves in some of these matchups. I've had so many like control matchups where, you know, I dig a bunch of cards with Gadwick and I just play a creature Master of Waves and then kill my opponent. But maybe in general situations, Master of Waves is just not good enough. I'm not in a good spot here. I'll just play a Genie. And hope it doesn't die. One good thing, right now is that if my opponent wants to play Languish, it would kill their Kalitos. But I don't know if that's going to be true for the rest of the game. Can I block? Why not? Ugh, that sucks. At least it exiles. Okay, that's some good news. So we can petty theft this. And now hold up Wizard's Retort when it comes back down. And then play Gadwick. So we've caught up on mana. So they're the one now choked on mana. They're the one in trouble when it comes to mana. And they might strongly suspect that we have a counterspell. But maybe they just can't do anything about it. Okay, land there was good, because this allows us to play Gadwick for 3. And refill our hand. Sounds okay. Prefer some counter spells, but I'll take it. Okay. They will probably look for lands. So at least one of those was a land. It's hard. It's tough. How to proceed here? I don't have protection from Languish. Not good protection from Languish anyhow. So something well, okay. Do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna play Tempest Djinn. I'm gonna play a Siren Storm Tamer. If my opponent languishes, I can play the Brazen Bar at end of turn, Naban Master of Waves, and tell my opponent to shove it. Can you beat this or not? And hopefully they can't. Because this 3 power creature is not going to get the job done at all. I need to put some very serious pressure on my opponent. I wish I had counter magic, but I don't. I know my opponent's hand is full of gas. Okay, everything dies. Yeah, this is a card I didn't face in the past. Don't know why not. Maybe because their deck was pretty clunky as it is. Like the curve basically starts at 4. Like everything is 4 mana in this deck. Maybe a Fatal Push is going to hit this. Okay. Ugh. I have 7 mana. Not enough for everything. Okay, I'm going to play a Naban and then pass. And then I could try to counter something with Hypnotic Sprite or play Master of Waves and try to protect it with Hypnotic Sprite. Oops. Turn off auto yields. Okay, good. I get to scry. Because who doesn't want to scry? Who doesn't like value? Ooh, Gadwick. Yeah, I'll put a Gadwick on top. Why not? Gadwick is a nice card. Dig through time? Torrential Gear Hulk into Fatal Push? Oh no, okay, into Dig Through time. Okay. Well, I can draw like a handful of cards here. I can draw definitely a complete new hand. Alright, let's do that. Sweet. Alright, so our opponent's gonna have a good turn, and then next turn... Actually, okay, I can play the Siren Storm Tamer. Let's not waste value. Oh, I could have gotten an extra 2 damage in. Too bad. I'll get rid of an island. Okay, so now we have... Well, we still don't have sufficient counter spells. Okay, I'll take 5. What was the point of attacking here? We have a Languish again? Okay. That's too bad. If I made a block with Naban, they wouldn't Languish that turn. Okay, Mystical Dispute. Alright, now... Okay. 9 mana. All the power in the world. Okay, let's start with a Genie. Now I have 2 mana for the Trickster. 2 mana for Wizard's Retort, and then at least 1 for Mystical Dispute. Do I race? Yeah, I probably race. Pass. Mystical Dispute might be a bit difficult to use, though. I guess I don't really care about this card. Not now. There's nothing uncounterable. Cast down. Don't really care. I'll take 5. Play cast down, I can counter... Yeah, I don't really want to do anything this turn. No, I have just a ton of mana. Just attack my opponent. We will Hypnotic Sprite this. Or sorry, Mesmeric Glare. This is definitely a good spot for our Mystical Dispute. Do I cast Mesmeric Glare? Or sorry, now do I cast the Hypnotic Sprite? You still have 3 mana. Oh, hold on. Okay, let's go to damage. I can also just play this, I think. Cancel. Hold on. What if it dies? That could be a problem. Okay, I'm just going to pass the turn. Hieroglyphic elimination. That is okay. Especially if they're going to hardcast it. Oh, yeah, we're going to let that resolve. I'm going to further let my opponent, how do I put it, just tap out. They might be looking for some counter magic here. It's like some solid counter magic, like negate. I will trickster this thing. I'll attempt to trickster this thing. Alright, what if it's followed up with a languish or some crap like that? Okay, whatever. I'm gonna try to protect it. Okay. Okay, they have 2 cards left. We have many cards left. Well, definitely want to get this thing in play. Okay, I'll attack for 2. Even though, like, Master of Waves could die here. Pay 4. Just want to make sure I'm playing around Mesmeric Glare or something. So, what's it called? Mystical Dispute. These names, people! There's too many names. Okay, pass. Maybe I should play the Hypnotic Sprite. I mean, I sort of don't, because if they wipe my board, then I can play Hypnotic Sprite plus something else. Okay, so they play another Gear Hulk. Are they going to play it safe? Or are they going to play risky? They're going to play it safe. They could go for Dig Through Time. I'm going to hold a stop at my upkeep, because if I scry garbage with Thassa, then I'm going to want to change my plans. And then maybe scry with Castle Vantress. That's a good card, but not right now. Now I have to put this on the bottom. That's interesting. I think I will put this on top. And I'll put this shrine on the bottom. And then we're going to have to do a little bit of praying. Yeah, we have to do a little bit of praying. Okay, so this is how it works. We have to kill Narset. And then I gotta hope my opponent cannot kill my Hypnotic Sprite. It's asking a lot. But that's what we're going for here. And I can block. I could just block. I can chump block with Hypnotic Sprite and Thassa. It's asking for a lot, though. It's asking for a lot. Opponent's going to draw a ton of cards. They might even... Well, if they don't scry with Castle Vantress on top, then we're probably dead. It was a close... It was a close match, but it wasn't to be. And too clunky. I don't know where we went wrong. Maybe I should kill this Narset? The Narset was worth too much? I don't know. This was a very this is a very unlucky league. I'm gonna just kill it right here. Where I think I'm done here. Let's go look at the deck. I'm definitely gonna drop this league. I'm 0-4. I'm 0-4. So what worked? What didn't? Well, I don't think Thassa's Oracle... If enough of these matchups are control-like, I don't want the 1/3 body. I would rather have a 2/2 vanilla creature. Or maybe it should just be this, but this is very bad against aggro decks. This would be a lot better against aggro decks. And same thing with like Tidebinder Mage. I do want to have something against those mono green decks. Those are still pretty popular. I don't want to lose value. Hypnotic Sprite is like when I originally played this card, playtested this card, I thought it was like so clunky. Like just so clunky. And it just didn't really work. And somehow I feel like it was doing this... I don't know if it was actually effective. Like, it would be good countering things like Narset and stuff like that, and maybe we just didn't get into the situation, but I wasn't particularly impressed. I'm pretty disappointed that we lost against 2 control decks, especially when I was, like, building my deck to beat them. But I do admit that I want to start playing with some number of Mutavaults in my list. I would like to do that. Play with Mutavault instead of... Nykthos. What else do I want to do? Anyway, I'm not thrilled with Thassa's Oracle, to be honest. It's... If it could manipulate the entire top of my deck, maybe that would be okay, but seeing as it's just one card, and I'm still not really doing anything to the board, there's gotta be some, like, better card that I could play instead of Thassa's Oracle. Like, even the Submariner... What was it called? I can't remember the marine card. There's a blue artifact that's like Smuggler's Copter, but it doesn't fly. It's like a 2/3. It's like it's a 2/3 Smuggler's Copter that doesn't fly, but it also gives you devotion. That might be like a much better spot than Thassa's Oracle. Also, it would survive, what's it called? It would survive Supreme Verdict. But it'd be really bad against like basically any aggro deck. In my opinion, I think it would be pretty weak. Anyway, I'm not really impressed with Thassa's Oracle. I thought it had some potential in Pioneer compared to Modern, but like it's pretty shitty against the control decks because you have to play it and tap out. And mind you, I'm not playing with Leyline of Anticipation. I'm not entirely convinced with that card. Maybe Master of Waves is like really slow and clunky and just dies to Walking Ballista too much and should be replaced by something else. But then again, like I don't know. I still believe in the Master, but maybe I should have a better sideboarding strategy against control decks because this is starting to feel pretty clunky. I mean, unless of course we are playing with Leyline of Anticipation, maybe I shouldn't give up on that build. But anyway, I'm thumbs down on Thassa's Oracle. Don't ask me about Thassa Deep Depths. I'm definitely not playing that in this list because it won't help the deck at all. You blinking any of these things suck, and I don't think there's any value in manipulating the top of my deck. I would just rather just draw a million cards with Gadwick. That's my verdict. Pretty disappointed to go complete 0-4 at this list. We did get unlucky. We lost every die roll. We mulliganed a lot, so that's not going to help against any matchup. So, you know, luck could break our way, but I just don't see a place for Thassa's Oracle all that much. I think it's going to be like semi-good. Maybe against that white... Well, even against that white deck, the mono white deck, where's my counterattack? This thing like slows the game down, but I don't know if I have enough counterattack against that sort of list. Like, I'm going to build up to a Master of Waves that's going to get shot down by a Walking Ballista. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. So we're going to thank all my patrons supporting me on Patreon. We're also going to thank the ManaBase.com and the MTG Mastermind and Card Hoarder for being our sponsors. This has been Nikachu with Salute and Chubby Me playing a league with Wizards in Pioneer.